Behind every decision in Hollywood and K-drama productions, there's a story that viewers rarely get to see. Today, we're diving into one of the most surprising career choices in recent Asian entertainment history. South Korea's beloved actor Kim Soo-Hyun turned down a role that could have defined his career, a Hollywood opportunity with a $10 million paycheck attached. But why would one of Korea's highest paid and most respected actors walk away from such a life-changing offer? The reasons go far beyond money or fame. His decision was rooted in loyalty, personal well-being, and a powerful promise made years ago, one he refused to break. This is the kind of story that changes the way we think about celebrity life, and you'll want to watch till the end to understand the true depth of his choice. If you're a fan of K-dramas or fascinated by what really shapes the decisions of celebrities, you're in for a powerful and emotional journey. Kim Soo-Hyun, now known around the world, didn't grow up in luxury. He was raised in Seoul's Gangnam district before it became the iconic, high-end area we know today. In the 1990s, Gangnam was still developing, and Kim's childhood home was modest. Living in a place that was becoming a symbol of wealth, while growing up in a humble environment, deeply influenced how he would later define success. Even more unexpected, Kim struggled with severe communication issues as a child. At age 7, he was diagnosed with developmental difficulties that made speech and social interaction challenging. His mother, determined to help her son, took an unusual step. She enrolled him in acting classes. The small community theater in Gangnam became a turning point in young Kim's life. On the first day, he was so scared he hid behind his mother and refused to enter. But just a few weeks later, he was volunteering for acting exercises, finding freedom in expression even when his speech wasn't fully clear. His acting coach, Ms. Park Sun-hee, used unique techniques that focused on building confidence and emotional expression rather than memorizing lines. Kim couldn't always say what he felt, but he could show it, especially through his eyes. This unconventional therapy not only helped him overcome speech issues, but also unknowingly launched one of Korea's most iconic acting careers. Years later, while studying theater at Chunggang University, Kim began auditioning. He landed his first major role in the sitcom Kimchi Cheese Smile in 2007, where his expressive eyes and physical comedy caught attention despite his limited dialogue. But it was his role in Dream High that really showed the world what he could do. Playing a musically gifted country boy, Kim committed himself to intense vocal training, even though singing had once terrified him. He worked tirelessly, often sleeping in the studio and training for up to 18 hours a day. His efforts paid off. The show was a hit, and Kim had proven himself not just as a promising actor, but a serious talent with deep dedication. Then came My Love from the Star in 2013, a show that turned him into an international icon. As Do Min-jun, an alien who falls in love with a top actress, Kim captured hearts across Asia. The show broke viewership records, sparked fashion trends, and made fried chicken and beer a viral combo across the region. His fan base exploded, especially in China, where billboards featured his face and fan meetings sold out in minutes. At the height of this success, Kim was making millions from endorsements and was even recognized by the Korean government as a valuable cultural export. His name ranked alongside Samsung and Hyundai in reports on soft power. After serving in the military, a requirement for South Korean men, Kim returned with renewed depth as an actor. His roles in It's Okay to Not Be Okay and One Ordinary Day received critical praise, and he became one of Korea's highest-paid television stars, earning around $500 per episode. His fortune soared, with investments in real estate, entertainment, and even a luxury hotel on Jeju Island. By early 2023, Kim had achieved everything most actors could dream of: fame, wealth, global recognition. That's when Hollywood came calling, with an offer tailored just for him. A major U.S. studio had developed a $150 million film with a character specifically written for Kim. The movie would pair him with 2 Academy Award-winning actors and center around Korean culture, giving him creative input and a flexible shooting schedule. It was, without question, the biggest Hollywood opportunity ever presented to an Asian actor at that point. $10 million up front, plus the potential to double that with box office profits. Everything was in place. Costume fittings were scheduled, scenes were blocked around his Korean commitments, and negotiations were in final stages. So, when his agency suddenly announced that he was declining the role, the industry was stunned. Speculation ran wild. Was there a dispute over money? creative. Differences? Something in the script he didn't like? None of the guesses came close to the real reason. Through exclusive interviews with those close to Kim, the truth emerged, and it revealed a deeply personal side to the actor that few people had seen. Around the time of the Hollywood offer, Kim had reconnected with Ms. Park Sun-hee, his childhood acting coach. Now in her 70s and retired, she had been diagnosed with a serious illness and was given less than 2 years to live. During an emotional visit to her small apartment outside Seoul, she told Kim how proud she was of the path he had chosen, of his integrity and the roles that always had heart. Privately, Kim was also struggling. Despite his public image of confidence and success, he had been experiencing severe anxiety and burnout from the pressures of fame. Military service had been a rare break from constant attention, but now, even simple things like going outside could trigger overwhelming stress. The Hollywood role, ironically, was about a Korean star dealing with fame and its dark side, including substance abuse. Playing that character, Kim realized, would force him to face parts of his own life he wasn't ready to confront. And more importantly, it didn't align with a promise he'd made long ago. At the start of his career, Kim had made a personal vow to his mother that he would choose roles that could positively influence young viewers, especially those struggling with communication issues like he once did. The Hollywood script, though brilliant, was rated R and centered on destructive behavior. While his mother encouraged him to consider the opportunity, Kim ultimately felt that taking the role would go against everything he believed in. He chose to step away, not just for his mental health, but to keep a promise that meant more to him than any paycheck. After declining the role, the studio increased the offer to $12 million and made script changes to address his concerns. But Kim stood firm. Even the film's producers, initially frustrated, came to respect his decision. Another Asian actor eventually took the role and received praise, but Kim, true to character, publicly supported their success without a hint of regret. Instead of chasing Hollywood fame, Kim poured his energy into something quieter but far more meaningful, a documentary series about children with speech and communication disorders. Funded from his personal wealth, the series was distributed for free to schools and community centers across Korea. He appeared only briefly, letting the spotlight stay on the kids and families whose stories mirrored his own. In an industry built on appearances and profit, Kim Soo-Hyun's story stands out. He didn't make headlines for another blockbuster role or endorsement deal, but for choosing integrity over ambition, mental health over money, and meaning over fame. As his manager shared, the thoughtful, grounded Kim is just as real as the confident star we see on screen. His career continues to thrive in Korea, but now every project he chooses must answer questions most stars never even
Behind
ask.
every decision
What does
in
this role
Hollywood and
say?
K-drama
Who might it help
productions.
or hurt? Does it make the world better, even in a small way? Kim Soo-Hyun's journey, from a child afraid to speak to one of Asia's most admired actors to someone who turned down a $10 million role to stay true to himself, is a reminder that real success isn't about headlines. Sometimes it's about walking away from the spotlight when it doesn't match your truth. That's a drama more powerful than anything on screen. If you found this story inspiring, make sure to share your thoughts in the comments. What does success mean to you beyond money or fame? Would you have made the same choice? Your voice matters. Hit the like button to support more stories like this, because the most important decisions often happen far from the cameras. Watch the next video to uncover the shocking reality behind K-pop training programs. You won't see your favorite idols the same way again.